You're listening to WYXC 1270 AM. Yay!
Hey, this is Mary Elizabeth.
And Will. Louie, come back here.
Anyway, while Will chases Louie down, I want to talk to you about Louie's Cafe. We're located in the Goodwill Shopping Center, right across from the hospital on Highway 41. We're open from 6:30 to 2, Monday through Friday, and we offer a full breakfast Saturday mornings.
Here, you hold him. We have fresh sandwiches, delicious salads, and the best coffee in town. With our indoor and outdoor seating, drive-through, call-ahead ordering, and a full line of catering, we make it easy to fit breakfast or lunch into your schedule. We may not be the best thing since sliced bread, but we are the best thing on it. Come see us at Louie's Cafe.
Gather around your radios, my friends, and listen. For too long, we have spent our weekends driving back and forth from some home improvement warehouse, looking for the right kind of light bulbs, searching for an air filter that actually fits. No more. We will go to Ace. Get help from people who know their stuff. Get it the second we walk in, and do it all before our second cup of coffee. My friends, it's time to get your weekend back.
Come see us at 924 West Avenue, Cartersville. Ace, the helpful place.
Guns, guns, guns. It's gun show time. Don't miss the big Cartersville Gun and Knife Show this weekend at the Clarence Brown Conference Center. Buy, sell, trade. Thousands of new and used rifles, shotguns, handguns, knives, wholesale ammunition, holsters, reloading supplies, and so much more. Bring in your old gun collections to sell for quick cash. Buyers paying up to $10,000 for rare collections. So don't miss the big Cartersville Gun Show this weekend at the Clarence Brown Conference Center, exit 290 off I-75, Georgia Highway 20, Saturday 9 to 5 and Sunday 10 to 5.
Power outages can hit without warning, but a Honda generator can help keep the lights on. You'll never be left in the dark with these lightweight, efficient units that are powered by rugged Honda engines. Let an economical, portable Honda generator brighten your life, whether it's for recreational use or a source of standby power. Put the power of a Honda generator to work for you and take charge of any situation.
Come see us at Red Top Mower at www.redtopmower.com or 770-966-7779. We're located 8 miles south of Main Street on Highway 41.
Due to some violent content, parental discretion is advised.
Time to play the game. Time to play the game.
I love that.
It's just like one of those moments you want to yell on the microphone, like, sorry.
Yeah, it really is.
You're fired up.
It is. I love that song. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Bartow Sports Showcase on News Talk AM 1270 WYXC. Will Sprague in the studio with me.
Hi.
What up, Will?
I'm Will, and I'm on the radio.
It's going to be one of those kind of nights, isn't it?
It is. I have got less than 12 hours sleep in the last 6 days. I'm pretty cooked. So it'll be fun. It'll be interesting. My little filter isn't working as good as it usually does, so we'll see what happens.
No. You without a filter. It's a scary thought.
So you want to start? I'll let you start.
Well, I've got some high school stuff that I want to go over. And you like our background music?
I'm dancing, everyone. You're missing it. It's really entertaining.
Do you know what band's playing that and whose local fight song that is?
Yes and no and yes.
Okay, which one do you know?
What was the question?
That's on.
It's Woodland.
That's on. No, it's not.
It's not Woodland. Who is it?
That's on Wisconsin. It's Cartersville's fight song.
I went to school in Kennesaw. Sorry.
I know. I've told you that before, though. See how much you pay attention.
Do you think I really pay attention to what you say?
That shows you how much you pay attention.
Huh?
The number 6 Woodland Wildcats streak ends at 18 games.
Oh.
They lost last week to Lambert 50-47. They led the entire game, and just late in the fourth period, Lambert actually started playing tough basketball, and Woodland just didn't play their game. Then Woodland went to Rome this past Tuesday and won. So their record stands at 19-1. They're still second in the region behind Chattahoochee, and they play Chattahoochee tomorrow at Chattahoochee, and tonight they're playing Cass at 7:30 at home. So that'll be a good game.
It's still off to a great season. I mean,
yeah.
You know, yeah, it stinks that you lost one, but now everybody has there any other undefeated teams in the region? I'm curious.
No.
So I mean, it's not like it's taking them out.
Chattahoochee has a region record that's undefeated.
Yeah.
But overall, no.
So they're still in the run. They're still gonna have a good season.
Oh yeah, they should get to the state basketball playoffs and have a pretty good run at it.
Hey, Florida under Tebow lost a game and still won a national championship. So it's
that's right.
Absolutely possible.
Absolutely possible. Cass beat the Cass High School Colonels boys team beat Sequoia this week 64-56. Cass has been playing a lot better basketball here recently. They're still in the mix for the playoffs, but they've got a couple games that they're going to have to win. Woodland being one of them. So
it's going to be a good game. The
Cartersville boys team they're rolling right now. They've won 5 of 6, beat Cedartown the other night, and they started out the season not playing so well, but here recently, the second half of the season, they're playing great football. Excuse me. And I do believe we have a caller on the line. You're on the Bartow Sports Showcase. Who is this?
This is Kevin Weekly.
Hey, Kevin. How you doing tonight?
I'm good.
Good to hear from you. For everybody listening out there, this is Kevin Weekly. He runs a Facebook fan page called Georgia Fans That Support Coach Mark Richt. And Kevin has a lot of great information on the recruiting going on right now for Georgia's football team. National Signing Day is Wednesday, February 1st. So, Kevin, give us a little insight on what's going on up there in Athens.
Well, we're hoping for a good Wednesday next Wednesday. Josh Harvey Clemens out of Lowndes County would be a good get. Early in the morning, he's going to announce on ESPNU at 9 o'clock. And we've got 16 verbals, including Colin Barber from up y'all's way.
Yes, sir.
We're excited about him.
Mm-hmm.
As everybody knows, Drew Butler is gone, and I think he'll have a chance to get on the field pretty quick.
Yeah, and I talked to Colin's mom about 2 weeks ago when we were talking about the North-South All-Star game here in Georgia, and Colin was kicking extra points, field goals during the game, and he normally doesn't. He's normally a punter, but he kicked an 80-yard punt during that All-Star game, so he's got the leg to do some great things.
I watched him on Georgia Public Television in the Dome game, and he looked like a good player. He looked like a good athlete to me, period, not just a punter.
Yeah, he's a big kid. He's about 6 foot, about 200 pounds. Talking with his mom, he's a big soccer player, big soccer fan, so he's got that athletic ability. He's gonna be a good pickup for Georgia.
I love a punter that can almost beat the Gunners down there. Punt the ball, beat a block, and then just drill the guy.
But I think he's going to get a shot at the starting job.
I believe so.
As long as he can get it off quick, it's a big difference between going from high school to college football and the punting is the speed. You got to get the ball off. You got a time for a 3-step punt in high school, but in college, just 1.5, 2, get it out, or you're going to get nailed.
Sure, and there's 100,000 people watching you versus
exactly
8,000. But yeah, it's
he'll
a lot of
good.
Pressure on a freshman, but I think he can handle it. He sounds like a good kid to me.
Yeah,
he'll do good.
Yeah, I think he'll be just fine. Me and you were talking earlier, Kevin, about I've had some people ask me about Isaiah Crowell and what's going on with him, especially with the verbal commitments of Todd Gurley and Keith Marshall. What's going on with Crowell right now? You don't really hear much out of him.
My thoughts on Crowell is I don't think we're going to hear any bad news. I think he's going to hit the books. He has not been late to a workout. He has not been late to a meeting. He's getting along with everybody, and I will be very, very, very surprised if he's not our starting tailback come Buffalo.
And I don't either.
He's a talented athlete. He's just got to get his head in the game. He's got to get his head in the right place because he's playing like he's a third-year NFL player that has a 5-year or 6-year contract, and he's going to have to learn to play college football, because if you don't play college ball like you're supposed to and you don't pay it and do your schoolwork. I was a college athlete. John was a college athlete. We know you don't do your work, you do stupid things, get in trouble, you're off the team. You're out of scholarship. You're out of everything.
He's on a short rope, and they know they've got the people to fill in behind him, and I think he's aware of that. He's not the only game in town.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
you sit down and have a little come to Jesus
things
meeting
for
with
him.
him.
You don't take the SEC Freshman of the Year and not give him a shot at the starting running back spot.
No. Sure.
If he does everything right. And if the guy would have run the ball, he averaged a little over 4 yards a carry. The problem is he didn't get enough carries, and he never got any carries in the fourth quarter.
No, he just didn't. He didn't last the whole game.
He's not dependable. Dependability needs to be his goal for this year. Get in there and stay in there, and make sure everybody on the defense knows that you cannot tackle me.
Yep, absolutely.
I'm looking for good things for Crowell. I'm 100% behind him. I know he made mistakes, but he hadn't done anything terrible. Not that can't be forgiven. If he has a couple of good games and gets us through Florida and South Carolina, and he's still playing and we're winning, everybody will forget what happened in the past.
Oh, yeah. We got to remember these kids are 18, 19, 20 years old with a huge amount of responsibility and a huge amount of pressure. Fame, more or less, on campus and around, Georgia, and then, just the pressure of preparing himself for the game and being a college athlete.
And performing at their best every week.
Absolutely. Tremendous pressure.
I don't think when he came out of Carver Columbus that he was used to getting popped like he got popped in the SEC or even against Boise State to get introduced to the SEC and to college football. He hadn't been hit like that, and that's a whole different ball game.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
No, but I am looking forward to seeing how he's doing in the spring, and definitely seeing how we start the season out with him come this fall. So. And I know we've got some other recruits that Coach Mark Richt's really wanting, but
tell us about Sheldon Dawson from Tennessee. What do you hear on him?
I hope we get him. I think we are going to get him. He was a Memphis State commitment, and people laid off of him because him and the coach from Memphis State were tight.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the coach got fired. And he said he was going to stay at home and still play for Memphis State. Well, he's backed off of that, and I feel 60-40 on 60. He's coming to Georgia, and 40 he might still go to Memphis State.
Yeah.
He is the number one player in the state of Tennessee, rated by most of the rival sports and those guys. The thing is, he's another Boykin.
Yeah.
And he can cover anybody. He's a great defensive back. He played corner and safety, but he also returned punts, kickoffs, and ran the ball a lot for them. But he's not that big. He's only 5'11", 175.
Well, he'll put on that bulk that Coach T gets on him. He's going to put some size on him. Look what they did to Richard Samuel when he went he was a big boy in high school, but when he got he was a big man.
He is. I saw him last spring at a camp that Coach Casco was having at Cass. And Richard went to Cass. That is a big man.
He is a big man.
I'm looking for good things from Samuels too. That was one of the best. One of my highlights of this past season was Samuels at the Florida game.
Absolutely.
Oh, my God.
He pretty much took that game on his shoulders, and there was no way Florida was going to keep him from that end zone.
And, I went to Cartersville, and Cass, where Richard went, is Cartersville's biggest rival. And you wouldn't have seen almost a bigger Richard Samuel fan during that game than me jumping up and down when I'm yelling at my wife, Richard's got the ball, holy crap, he just scored the touchdown. It was insane, and I don't think I think everybody in this whole county that was watching the game couldn't have been prouder for Richard.
Absolutely. That game, it clicked all of a sudden for Richard. It was like, that's what I'm supposed to do. And he ran like a man possessed. I said that for weeks. I said he ran like a man possessed. He ran like Herschel Walker, straight in. I'm going to crush you. You're not going to stop me. I'm going to plow through you, and I'm going to keep going. I'm going to get more yards. I don't care if you're hanging on to me or not.
that he made up his mind they cannot tackle me.
Exactly.
They're not good enough to tackle me, and I'm getting ready to show them.
Yeah, it's like it just clicked within his head, and then of course he had a hard time coming back in after the injury.
I'm kind of glad they slowed him down because that thing could have popped on him again.
Yeah, that's very true, and I'm really looking forward to next year for him. He's got the size and the speed and the strength, and it's going to be fun seeing him getting mobile with that ball.
Well, I know there was talk before the beginning of this year Richard was going to be moved to linebacker, but after with the new recruits we've got coming in, Crowell, if he's going to stay healthy and depending on how he's going to play, is Richard going to be playing running back or is he going to be moved to linebacker since he's going to be a senior?
They're going to keep him at running back, and I mean, he does a good job on the pass protection. I wish they would move him to fullback some and get in a two-back set.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because everybody in the world knows when we have one back and we're lined up in that shotgun formation that the only person you have to tackle running the ball is the running back.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And we're more than likely going to run the draw or throw it. I wish we would get back into the two-back set more and just run it at them.
I'd love to see some new offensive strategies, like much of the Bulldog Nation is looking to see. But, yeah, absolutely, mix it up in the backfield. And Richard Samuel is great, the pass protector. He's also good, kind of bump and roll, and he can catch on the outside. And his freshman year he struggled with that. He struggled with pulling that ball in. But I think last year, he got a little better at pulling those in on the bump and run type or the bump and roll, passes situations and I think that'd be a good way to utilize him, especially that two fullback look like that.
Yeah, I mean, I was hoping we'd give Figgins the ball sometime.
Yeah,
and just running. I mean, who in the world could stop that monster coming out?
Well, look what we used to do with Sutherland. I mean, Brandon Sutherland, he was our tank.
Yeah,
I mean, he was the Georgia fridge.
And Georgia got known for that for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Better watch it. People had to watch that fullback.
Absolutely.
Because we had that big, beefy fullback that had not the greatest speed, but had a little speed, had a lot of power, and if we needed 1 to 2 yards, they knew what was going to happen.
I remember being at Georgia games and hearing everybody yell, "Give it to Sutherland," because we sit right behind the bench.
And he caught a couple of little screen passes, flat passes, and he just barreled down.
Well, just think what Richard Samuel could do in that situation, because he's got the height. He's tall. He's big. You could get him out, bump a block, hit
the linebacker.
Oh God, him on a corner, get him out on a little bubble wrap.
Yeah, he would turn a free safety into AstroTurf, and it would just be it'd be a good way to utilize it. I mean, same with Orson Charles. They didn't use Orson Charles. They didn't. He was so underutilized that last season, and he's the same way. He's a big man. He had good hands, and he had decent speed. I mean, he's going highly drafted. He's like the second most sought after tight end.
I think he'll be the second tight end taken after the guy from Sanford.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sanford.
Why were I could talk about offensive deficiencies for years.
I'm not one to bash Bobo. I thought Bobo called one of the greatest football games ever called against Florida. Some guys dropped the ball. Murray got hammered in the second half. I don't even know if he was all together, and he threw 10 or 11 incomplete passes in a row.
Oh, yeah.
Bobo called a fantastic football game, and we won 10 in a row. So people that want to jump on Bobo all the time, I'm not all for that.
Yeah.
I don't think he's that bad. I do question his play calling, but I think if we brought in somebody else, all of us armchair quarterbacks would question their play calling too.
I think Coach, in my opinion, I think Coach Rick should be a little more involved in the play calling, especially when we're getting in situations like against LSU when that momentum is shifting. We stayed the same route, the same way.
You will see that this year. I think
so
Rick,
too.
They're going to come through that headset and go on to the field. I don't think he's going to give them
full range. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just yours to call. I think he's heard enough. That's how he got the job at the University of Georgia was from his play calling at Florida State. And, my thoughts were when people were saying he was on the hot seat going into the Ole Miss game, if my job was in jeopardy and I wouldn't put all my eggs in Bobo's basket, I would have called every play at Ole Miss.
Absolutely.
If I'm going to get fired, you're going to fire me because of me, not because of my offensive coordinator.
And I'm with you on that. But when everybody started getting down on Rick early in the season, I said, guys, he's not the only one coaching the team. I said he's steering the ship.
Yeah.
I said, but people on his ship are letting him down, and he's going to have to learn how to either get them under control and get them head in the right direction, or he's going to have to replace them.
Yeah.
And one thing that people don't realize about Bobo is a fantastic recruiter, but more importantly than that, the kids on the team absolutely love him.
And that's hard to replace.
He has got a relationship with those players. Heck, he's got 5 kids.
Yeah. And he's a great quarterbacks coach.
We can't afford to fire him.
No, and his strength is quarterbacks coaching.
Yeah.
That's his in recruiting. Yeah.
I agree. I think him and Rick together would make a fantastic combination, but I think Coach Rick needs to have more involvement in the play calling.
I agree. But
that's just my opinion.
Well, I'm in agreement with you. I'm glad I'm the only one. But Coach. We were talking about the other day. It's like we haven't won an SEC championship since Rick turned over all the reins. It's like we need. He doesn't have to do it all, but we need him to help establish that game plan. Where I say, hey, Mike, listen, this ain't working. We were doing really good in the first quarter of this play set. We shifted a little. We made those adjustments. Half they aren't working. Let's get back to something or get something in between. Let's find a groove that's going to work for us. This groove we're running, it ain't making a groove. It's making a wall, and we're not going anywhere. We
have got to be able to run the football, and we've got to be able to run it when everybody knows we're going to run it.
Yeah. That's true.
We won a national championship when everybody watching and everybody sitting at Sanford Stadium knew what was coming.
Yep.
And it was going to be sweep right.
Yep.
And we ran it good, we blocked it good, and nobody could stop it.
Absolutely. Well, we're stuck in the run between the tackles, play action. We'll do a wheel route or a slight poster, and then we'll punt. I mean,
How about that delayed draw? Isn't that a beauty?
Oh, yeah. my favorite play. Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
I wish we would I do wish that we would get the ball to the running back while he's headed toward the line of scrimmage, not standing there beside the quarterback. That's why I'm in favor of going back to the 2-back set.
Yep.
But I think I'm very excited about next Wednesday. And I'm more excited about Buffalo.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And Kevin, I really appreciate. I love your page. I try to direct as many people there as I can. I know Will's been checking out.
Crush?
on you, maybe.
I'm sorry, Kevin. I had to throw that one out.
Oh my God! But I really appreciate you calling in.
I appreciate y'all having me.
We loved hearing from you. We'd like to have you on more often. Keep us up to date on what's going on down there in Athens, and we just really appreciate it.
No problem. Y'all have a great night, and go Dogs.
Go Dogs.
Yes, sir. Go Dogs.
See y'all later.
Speaking of dogs, isn't the University of Georgia having a birthday today?
That would be correct.
227 years old.
227 years old. You know anybody that old?
Well, my dad was there. Maybe I'll call him after the show is over and ask him if he remembers when they set the first stone with mud. I used to pickle him by living in a dorm, made out of hand-hewn logs and mud and stone.
Oh, my God. I'm sure he really appreciated you saying that to him, too, didn't he? Oh, my God. Come on now, Will. In 1785, the Georgia General Assembly incorporates the University of Georgia, the first state-funded institution of higher learning in the new republic.
That's awesome.
That is awesome. And
such a rich tradition at the University of Georgia.
It really is. And if you've never been to Athens, you need to go.
Shame.
You really do. It's a beautiful town. It's just a great environment.
Absolutely.
And if you can't tell, I'm a little biased.
And there are a lot of awesome college towns across the country, and I've been to a bunch of them. But Athens is a fun place to go. It's depending on what game you go to, it's a great place to bring your kids.
Yeah,
I wouldn't go to a night game with playing Auburn or Tennessee. That's not a good game to take your kids to. But
nope.
But it's a great place to go. I mean, you head down 316, you can see the aura coming out of the Graceland there.
That's right. It's just a great place to go. It's a great place to. Not just for football. I've been to baseball games. I haven't been to a basketball game down there, but
they've got some great facilities for tennis, and it's just a great place.
And we have got another caller on the line. You're on the Bartow Sports Showcase. Who is this?
Hey, John and Will. This is Tommy.
Hey, Tommy.
Hey, Tommy.
Hey, did y'all see the story about the Alabama fan that was prosecuted for, I forget exactly the law that they were prosecuted for, but they were arrested for apparently doing a public act to a LSU fan that was passed out down in New Orleans.
Tommy, I know what
I
you're
wasn't
talking
going to go
about.
there.
Will mentioned it to me the other day. I wasn't going to bring it up because I wasn't real sure the terminology to use.
Can you pull out the FCC book on that one and tell us what?
It was almost like playing air guitar in a sexual act.
Something like that, yeah.
Only you, Buzzard. Only you, sir.
But what got him caught was that his friend videotaped it and got his face on it and put it on YouTube.
Yep. And now the guy is facing up to like 7 years in prison.
Yeah, it's.
Oh, he ruined his life.
Yeah,
I mean, he
really
ruined
did.
his life.
Yeah, he's been fired from his job. He's getting persecuted in his community.
Wife left him.
All over just a drunken stupor. So
hope it was worth it.
Well,
your claim to fame.
At that point in time, I think it was, but about 5 seconds after that, not so much.
I think it was probably about 5 days after it went viral on the internet.
Well, his attorney, is blasting the DA in New Orleans for just saying, I can't believe that you're making an example out of this guy like this, the way he did, which is kind of interesting, but still, I figured y'all had seen the story. I just thought it was just kind of.
It's humorous. If you haven't seen it, folks, Google it. It's a funny in a really sick, weird way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. All right, guys. I appreciate it.
Well, I appreciate
Have
it,
a
Tommy.
good one, Tommy.
All right, y'all.
See you Monday.
Well, Wilbur, I appreciate you being in here.
Is it time to go?
It's time to go. Right before we go, I want to give a good shout out to my sponsors. Arcade Gun Show, February 4th and 5th.
Hey,
you're
there's
gonna
an awesome food provider that's going to be there. It's called Louie's Cafe.
That's right.
Yeah.
Ace Hardware, Red Top Mower. We appreciate everything they do.
Great folks.
Great folks. Wilbur, I appreciate you being in here with me, and we'll see everybody next week.
Yes.
You're listening to WYXC 1270 AM. Yay!